Hello everyone, this is Gary Gravidor and welcome to my channel, The American from Davao. Please stick around for another wonderful, exciting, and awesome episode made just for you. Hello again everyone, thank you very much for tuning in, and if you're new to this channel then please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below as well as the notification bell so you don't miss any of the future episodes and activities here. Also, please don't forget to comment and share when you're done viewing this episode. Well, guess what friends, we are right here in the middle of Chinatown, Queens. This is New York City's Flushing. Welcome to Flushing, Queens, New York City's neighborhood where almost 70% of the population consists of Asians. Multicultural Flushing is home to New York City's largest Chinatown with bustling sidewalks, a tumult of shops and eateries serving Asian cuisine from soup dumplings to Taiwanese pancakes, Korean and Indian foods as well. The neighborhood is the fourth largest central business district in New York City. Over the years, many non-New Cantonese ethnic Chinese immigrants from different regions and provinces of China started to arrive in New York City and settled in Flushing through word of mouth. This wave of immigrants spoke Mandarin and various regional or provincial dialects. The early 1990s and 2000s brought a wave of Fujianese Americans and Venetianese immigrants who mostly spoke Mandarin. This is the St. George's Church, an intercultural multilingual Episcopal congregation right here in Flushing with members from over 20 different nations of origin. The church was organized in 1702 as a mission of the Church of England by the Society for the Propagation of the Gospel in Foreign Parts, a missionary organization of the Church of England that was active back then in the 13 colonies of North America. This is a George Fox stone. Englishman George Fox was the founder of the Religious Society of Friends and spent a couple of years visiting Quaker settlements across America in the late 17th century. When Fox arrived in Flushing, he was supposed to deliver a sermon in John Bound's house across the street, but because the house was not large enough to accommodate the hundreds of people who came to hear him that day, Fox instead spoke at this location in Bound's garden, underneath two large oak trees. But then the trees were destroyed by a storm in 1863. Thus, the Flushing Historical Society decided to place this stone in 1907 to commemorate the event. This is the Bound House, an Anglo-Dutch vernacular residential architecture that was built in 1661 by John Bound. Bound was best known for his courageous stand for liberty of conscience, which became the guiding principle behind the 1645 charter of the town of Flushing. Bound used the language of this charter for a couple of years from 1662 to 1664 when he challenged Governor Peter Stuyvesant's edict that forbade the practice of religions other than the Dutch Reformed Church. This is the Flushing Town Hall. built in 1862 and was designed in the Romanesque revival style popular during the Civil War. Did you guys know that Flushing Town Hall received numerous notable guests in the past? For instance, in the 1840s, P.T. Barnum, the American showman, politician, and businessman, served as the hall's impresario with Tom Thumb as his star. Frederick Douglass, the former slave and abolitionist, spoke here in 1865 about the role of African American in the pre-Civil War era. Meanwhile, two United States presidents also spoke here, namely Theodore Roosevelt and Ulysses S. Grant. This is Flushing High School, the first public high school in New York City that was founded in 1875. Its Gothic-style building features gargoyles, stained glass windows, and an auditorium that could easily pass for a cathedral sanctuary, complete with vaulted ceilings and an enormous pipe organ that no longer works. The building became a designated landmark by the New York City Landmarks Preservation Commission in 1991. Meanwhile, it was listed on the National Register of Historic Places the following year. This is the Sri Mahavallabha Devastanam, or the Hindu Temple Society of North America. This was the first authentic Hindu temple in North America, built with traditional granite stones imported from India, and one of the most historically and architecturally important temples in the West. This is the Hanum Zen Center of New York, founded in 1989 and one of the 15 branches of Hanum Zen Center in South Korea, a global organization and a member of the Chogi Order of Korean Buddhism, which is Zen in orientation and the largest Buddhist order in South Korea. The center was founded in Anyang, South Korea by Daeheng Kunsunim in 1972. The Fitzgerald Ginsburg Mansion is a rare 1924 picturesque Tudor Revival-style mansion designed by architect John Oakman. It is one of the last great mansions from this period still standing in Flushing. This is the St. John's Episcopal Church, founded in 1894 as a parochial mission of St. George's Episcopal Church, a royal chartered Flushing parish. It is one of the few churches in New York City that still has a tower and a pair of gargoyles as part of its original architecture. Coming over to Flushing only costs $2.75 per person when you take the MTA Subway 7 line, or $7.75 per person off-peak price when you take the LIRR train, Great Neck or Port Washington line from New York City's Pennsylvania Station to Flushing Main Street Station here in Queens. Well, I guess this is it for now, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in and for watching this episode. In the meantime, please take good care of yourselves, stay healthy, and pray always. Que Dios te bendiga. Gracias a todos.